What up guys, your boy Zay, and this video is going to be about care plans. What is a care plan? If you're in fundamentals, care plans are all up in your ish. And I don't know if you started your clinicals or better yet, you're just going for nursing process first before you go for your clinicals. But care plan is something that's emphasized throughout your whole nursing school experience. A care plan is legit like a game plan. That's what it is. It's legit like a plan for you to provide care based on the stuff that you assess that you feel like, yo, this is wrong or this might go wrong. The thing is with care plans have 4 parts. The 4 parts are the nursing diagnose, the goals, the implementation, and the rationale. Nursing diagnose is the thing that needs to be addressed. When it comes down to nursing diagnose, there's like 2 types of nursing diagnose. One is actual, one's risk for. Actual, obviously, it's actually there. Risk for is, you know, if you don't do nothing, patient's at risk for that. That's what that is. The way you construct a care plan is based on a list. It's called a NANDA. But the thing is, the way NANDA works is there's like an organization where what they do is create a list of nursing diagnose that you could only use. There's certain things that you could only use. Impaired skin integrity. You can't come out of nowhere, create some imaginary nursing diagnose from the top of your head because you think it sounds good. No, you have to use like a certain nursing diagnose approved by the organization that creates NANDA, like the nursing diagnose. The way it is there's a problem, let's say impaired skin integrity, there's an ending part. Like it's like a sentence basically. Like, you know, they have like the beginning and there's an end and stuff like that, right? When you're dealing with actual, you're gonna say impaired skin integrity as evidenced by skin breakdown and mistake or muscles and whatever. You got me? It's like what you saw and that. And now when it comes down to our risk for is risk for skin integrity related to immobility. You don't say as evidenced by because it's not there, so it's risk for, and the contributing factor to that risk is immobility. Now when it comes down to goals is legit the outcome that you want as a nurse. It's something that you want to happen. It's a positive thing. Skin integrity, like patient's skin will remain intact, I don't know, everything intact, moist, normal skin turgor, and blah 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 blah. You know, you want to talk about every 8 hours, not 4 hours, every 8 hours, because goals are supposed to be time oriented and to be realistic. So you want to be like, you know, it will remain intact every 8 hours. Like realistic is 8 hours. Why? Because per shift, that group of like, you know, per shift they're responsible for that. It depends on your instructor if they want per shift for to allow that one, or they'll say like every week or every whatever and stuff like that. I usually use every 8 hours because I'm applying it based on every shift. Every 8-hour shift, they're responsible for making sure that the skin remains intact. I mean, then afterwards, implementation. What is implementation? Right? Implementation is like actions for a nurse. Implementation is actions, like things that nurses do to prevent this or to improve that. Now when it comes down to nursing and implementation, it has to be measurable. So it can't be like reposition patient. You can't come out knowing reposition patient, because if you don't say measurable thing, they're gonna be like, yeah, I reposition that patient like, you know, like every 5 hours, 8 hours. Especially when you're dealing with skin integrity, it has to be repositioned every 2 hours. So it's like repositioned every 2 hours. Now when it comes down to rationale is legit like why you're doing it, because nursing is evidence based. So why are you doing that? Why are you repositioning this patient? Why are you like bothering this patient, repositioning them in different positions for what? Why? And the reason why is to relieve pressure on the tissue, which like promotes circulation of blood and stuff like that, blah blah blah, in depth with it. And once when you understand how to construct a care plan, legit it will help you. Care plans is one factor that legit helps me study. Care plans is legit one thing that helps me answers my exams, because I'm not a memorizing person. I can't just come out of nowhere and just memorize everything and be like, boom, that's it. I have to rationale it. I have to break it down, like why am I doing this? This, that, then that, or this, that, then don't do that. That's what care plan is important. Now if you're in the LPN, you're not the one who's going to be doing the care plan, you're doing the implementation. But why are you doing this? Why are you doing care plans when you're in the LPN, when you're not really going to be doing the care plan? Because it's alright. The reason why is it helps you think. Care plans legit helps you critically think automatically. Like a patient is immobile, oh crap, what's going on? If the patient is immobile, your brain should be thinking like, oh, a lot of things can happen. It could be constipation, because you know there's a nursing diagnosis, constipation related to immobility, or let's say skin integrity. accommodating to that, a whole bunch of things. So that really helps you. When it comes down to resources, when it comes to care plans, like, you know, there's sites online. You could legit Google it. You could be like, you know, care plans for pains, care plans for this, care plans for that. Now, for you to figure out what you're going to care plan on, if you know the diagnosis and you're familiar with the signs and symptoms, you know the problem, and like, you know the signs and symptoms, you're good to go. If you know, like, you know, the patient, let's say the patient is taking, let's say the patient has hypertension, and since the patient is taking hypertension, they're taking cardio drugs, and a lot of cardio drugs, they have medication that actually triggers orthostatic hypotension, which is basically when you get a patient might, like, their blood pressure will drop and they'll feel dizzy and they might fall, so they're at risk for related to. So if you know the signs and symptoms, if you know the drugs, the signs and symptoms of the drugs, the signs and symptoms of the diagnosis, you could reconnect it and match it with the nurse diagnosis and put it all together. And once when you know that one, so legit, if you know your patient has COPD, you can come out and know, like, COPD, their O2 sat is going to be down below. So if the patient's O2 sat is down below, it could be like, you know, they're not having enough oxygen flowing. And if they're not having enough oxygen flowing, a popular nursing diagnosis for COPD is ineffective tissue perfusion related to, you know, because the perfusion of that not working because there's altered oxygen being provided in your blood system, stuff like that. It goes more technical. It all depends on your care plan. You don't need to go above and beyond. As a matter of fact, you don't need to sound like a scientist when doing care plan. I used to say, like, keep it simple. Simple is better. Like, you don't need to sound like a doctor. Like, you're not a doctor, you're a nurse. Like, and the best thing, the thing about nurses is your bedside. Like, your skills of taking it from here and bringing it down here should be on point, because some patients, they'll be like, yo, I don't understand why. You should be able to take your knowledge and bring it down here to a point that the patient will understand it. And that's what care plans really helped us. Is the patient probably popped on, no, they'll be like, yo, why are you making me ambulate? Like, you know, stuff like that. I'm constipated. Like, the patient's care plan on constipation related to immobility. Why are you making me ambulate for? What does this have to do with my constipation? You could be like, you know, ambulation promotes parastesis and intensive, and that helps most bowel movements and stuff like that. It just takes practices. Like, the best way is watch a scary movie. When you watch a scary movie, you just watch it and be like, yo, patients is risk for falls related to too much drinking. Nursing students, like, I used to play around, like, nursing students self-care deficit related to nursing school, as evidenced by not taking care of themselves because they're drinking so much coffee non-stop. Look, it's fun. Care plans are fun. If you just stop fighting it and just flow with it, everything just flows and good. So basically that's it. I'm going to end this video. Thank you for watching, and thank you for all the people that already subscribed and is watching this video. And, you know, I appreciate you guys. For all the people that's liking the videos, you guys are dope. Weekends coming through, so more likely I'm going to be uploading more steady vibes, or maybe a nursing school update, because I'm actually finishing my clinicals. So please like, share, comment, subscribe, and thank you again, and peace.